Oklahoma City Thunder lose to the Portland Trail Blazers, and it was one for the history books. It was a game for the ages, absolute classic. Not really, it was a good game though. Portland gives OKC their first loss of the season. OKC is 8-1 at this point. Let's check out this particular play towards the end of the game, and then we'll get more into the details of the game. I do have the audio muted, or Adam Silver said he'll do butt stuff to me and make me sign up for Amazon Prime, and nobody wants that. So Portland hits their 2 free throws, and they are up 3 points at that point. And OKC gets the ball back. Let's see if we can pause it just right. You're going to see, all right, this is perfect. Here's Isaiah Joe right here with the ball. He's going to take a 3-point shot to try to tie the game up. Let's look and see how Isaiah Joe shoots the 3. He has a beautiful jump shot, one of the best shooters in the NBA. He rises straight up and down, and he misses the 3. That's how Isaiah Joe always shoots. He rises straight up and down. He's always on great balance with his 3-point shot. Cason Wallace gets the offensive rebound. Great hustle by Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace kicks it back out to Isaiah Joe again. And oh my fucking god, where did you come from? Isaiah Joe jumps probably a good 1 foot forward. We're going to watch it again. Kicks out his right foot and is able to draw the foul. I think that was on Danny Avdia, if I'm not mistaken. See it one more time. Straight up and down. Misses the jumper. Cason Wallace rebound. Throws it back. Jumps like 1 whole foot forward. Kicks out his right foot. I want to say it was Avdia. Forgive me if that's not you, Denny. You watch it one more time, like what are you supposed to do as a defender in that situation though? If you see, he just stands there. He might take a sidestep, but he doesn't get into the landing space. It's just Isaiah Joe jumping forward and then kind of kicking his leg. If you see, Isaiah Joe's going to kick out his right leg there. Hits Denny in the side of his leg. Oh, no, it's not Denny Advia. I'm sorry, Denny. But he kicks him in the side of the leg, basically. The official says, you know, of course, 3 free throws, all that, and they shoot the 3 free throws. They do end up missing. Isaiah Joe doesn't make all the free throws. It actually ended up being a 2-point shot. He did have a foot on the line, so it ends up being a 2-point shot, but that's just insane. You know, you can't even close out on a guy as a defender anymore, it feels like. The official even said the illegal contact occurs on Isaiah Joe's right foot, and that's an offensive foul by the rule book. He's basically saying, oh, Isaiah Joe's right foot, that's where the illegal contact happened, but Isaiah Joe fucking kicks out his right foot, and that's why the illegal contact happened. OKC loses the game at the end, so it wasn't an egregious miss or anything. It didn't end up costing the Trailblazers the game, but that's just an insane call. I mean, you can't even close out. Isaiah Joe, he just kicks out his leg, and he obviously jumps like 1 whole foot forward. And the Trailblazers fans, to the refs' credit, I guess, the Blazers fans just, refs, you suck, all game long. They had to adjust the audio on the TV feed just so you could actually hear the sounds of the game, because the Portland crowd is just chanting, refs, you suck, so fucking loud. And the refs, they do suck a lot of the time, especially on that final play of the game. I get you're supposed to call the games different. NBA rules have changed a lot, landing area, all that. That's all good, but that one wasn't even close. It was an offensive foul. They should have reviewed it and given Isaiah Joe the offensive foul for kicking his leg out, because that's letter of the law as well. It's so crazy how specific and particular they can be with the landing space fouls and all that, and they almost never get one of those wrong unless it goes against the defensive player. But when the offensive players are going up and kicking out their legs and doing all sorts of push-offs and things like that to create room for their jumpers, the refs just miss those fouls like crazy. This one was really, really egregious, honestly. That was gross to watch. It was just obviously not a foul. Isaiah Joe had a foot on the line, so it ended up being a 2-point foul. They missed the free throw at the end. They try to get a tip in. They're not able to get it done. And Portland does end up winning the game. But moving on from that call, I thought it was a terrible call. But SJ finishes the game with 35 points, 0 turnovers. He shoots 10 for 26, so bad efficiencies, 12 for 13 from the free throw line. Most of the fouls were legit on SGA. People hate to hear it, but probably 5% of the calls, 10% of the calls he gets are kind of grifting, foul baiting calls that might not actually be fouls. but people hate to hear it. Probably 90% of the calls SGA gets are legit fouls. The man just gets fouled a fuckload. This is SGA's first game shooting under 45% from the field because he's 10 for 26, so not an extremely efficient night for SGA. But that's one thing I love about SGA. He'll just kind of go out on his sword. I like players like that where you can kind of say, no matter what the defense is, just give me the ball. I'm going to take fucking 25 shots and we're going to live or die on my back. SGA shoots 10 for 26, so he's pretty sure that's under 40%. It's a really bad shooting night for SGA, but he's not going to do that 4 or 5 times across a 7-game series. That's why you can count on him and just let him go out there and take a high volume of shots and score a high volume of points at an efficient clip more often than not. Our boy Deni Avdija, he scores 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Deni Avdija is a hooper out there. If you don't know about Avdija, he's 5 for 17 from the field, so fucking a horrible shooting performance. That's under 33%, so it's really, really bad. But Avdija goes 15 or 16 from the free throw line. So the game was officiated pretty evenly for both teams. That's the thing that'll get frustrating watching OKC is just when SGA is getting all these foul calls. Just OKC as a team seems to get a better whistle than some other teams from night to night. Not necessarily every single night, but then you see OKC playing defense. They just play fucking super physical defense. They're excellent on defense, but they get away with more contact defensively than the opposing team a lot more nights than not. And this game, it was cool to see just the game officiated evenly across the Blazers side and the Thunder side. Again, SGA takes the 13 free throws. Deni Avdija takes the 16 free throws. I don't so much mind fouls being called. It's kind of ugly to see a game with a whole bunch of fouls like the Lakers-Spurs game last night. It was officiated evenly on both sides. It was a shitload of fouls. It's kind of ugly to watch, but as long as it's officiated evenly on both sides, I can't really complain about the foul calls being made. So Deni Avdija was getting fouled a shitload. SGA was getting fouled a shitload. And they were calling the fouls evenly on both sides, and that's really all I can ask for as a fan, is just for the game to be officiated evenly. People will say stuff like, oh, we have the replay system, we should just look at the replays, we can get every single call right, never miss a foul call, make sure everything is officiated 100% correctly all the time, and never miss any of the calls. But it will be like if we did that with football. It's a holding penalty every single time, every single play in football. Same thing in the NBA. There's a foul every single play in the NBA. Every single time someone goes to the rim, more often than not, you probably could call a foul if you did the replay and you said, oh man, he swiped him right there. He had some illegal forearm contact right here. But if we did that, the game would be fucking boring to watch. It would just be us stopping play every 5 or 10 seconds, just fuck up the entire pace of the game to make sure, hey, we got all the foul calls right. But that would be bad for the game. So just got to kind of meet in between as far as the officiating goes and try to call the game as best as we can. But with that being said, terrible call on Isaiah Joe for that three-point shot at the end of the Thunder game. Refs are humans as well. The Portland crowd is just chanting, refs, you suck. Refs, you suck. All fucking game long. I'm sure it gets what's the word I'm looking for? It gets annoying for the officials. You know, just human nature. Everyone's saying you suck the whole game long. And that last call where Isaiah Joe gets the 3 free throws, I think the refs probably knew, hey, this is an actual foul. He jumped 1 foot forward, kicked his leg out. Again, if you watch the Thunder, Isaiah Joe jumps straight up and down. He has a beautiful 3-ball. He never kicks his legs out or jumps 2 feet forward when he's shooting his 3-ball. But with that being said, I think the refs knew this isn't a foul, and they probably just blew that whistle and said, fuck you, Trailblazers fans. Y'all think I suck? I'm going to show you how bad I suck, and call this foul call completely wrong. But justice prevails. Trailblazers still end up winning the game, so it's all good. Great performance by SGA. Great performance by Deni Avdija. Trailblazers have beaten the Lakers. I think they beat the Nuggets as well. So they've been really impressive this season. Once they get Damian Lillard back, it'll be fun to see how the Trailblazers look. It's fun to watch Deni Avdija, Shaedon Sharpe, Donovan Clingan play out there. Portland has a really good young team, and it just kind of goes to show there's really no days off in the West. Even if you're playing the Utah Jazz, the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, even the teams that are expected to finish lower in the West, even those teams can beat you any given night. And we just saw it. They just beat the defending champions. So really can take no nights off in the Western Conference. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Please let me know what you thought about OKC's loss, what you think about the Trailblazers, what you thought about that foul call for Isaiah Joe towards the end of the game, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.